Savannah, do you have a minute?
Hey, Allison, long time no talk. Is something wrong?
My little brother told you, didn't he? That my husband and I are living in my mother's house?
Yes, I did hear that. You started living with your mother around last week, right?
Yeah. Mom's old now, and she was on her own. It's only been 3 years since you and my brother got married, so I felt bad that you guys would have to live with another person. You better be thankful that my husband and I are going back home for you.
Thank you so much. We'll help if you guys ever need anything, so please don't hesitate to let us know if you do.
Aw, how dependable. Were you perhaps hoping to live in my mom's house?
Huh? Well, it's not that, but if your mother asked us to live with her, I think we would have said yes. She's so kind. I'm totally open to the offer.
Yeah, the only good thing about my mom is that she's nice.
That's not true. As a wife, I really admire her. Besides, she raised you and your brother on her own. Isn't that amazing?
I mean, she was only technically a single mom. She was on easy mode.
Easy mode?
I mean, when our dad passed away, I was already in high school. My brother was in middle school, but we were both pretty old already. Besides, she got a lot of inheritance from our dad. She was working, but she had it pretty easy raising us.
I still think it's a difficult thing to accomplish.
Saying something like that is going to make single mothers who have been on their own since their babies were children angry. To them, my mom had no struggles raising her kids. She was having fun with her life.
Wasn't she just trying to make it seem that way? I mean, you and your brother both went to college too. Your mother paid for all, your tuition and other fees, didn't she?
I told you, it was the inheritance. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to live a relaxed life like she did. We were raised by a single mom, but we never had financial struggles.
I see.
But now that there's no more inheritance left, she's just a stingy old lady.
I don't think that's true.
I mean, we're going through the effort to live with her, but she's saying that she won't even pay for the house to be remodeled.
But isn't the house still pretty nice? I think it's because your mother's been getting things fixed here and there. No matter how many times I come over, every single corner of the house is spotless. I admire her for it.
Oh, I didn't know you were stingy with your money too, Savannah. No wonder you get along with my mom so well.
I don't think that has to do with anything. It's about whether the renovation is a necessity or not.
Oh, I forgot to mention the reason why I contacted you. We decided to renovate the house a little anyways. I need you to take garbage that we don't need anymore.
Garbage? I think you should ask the movers about that.
No. I say garbage, but it's furniture that we don't use anymore. So, for someone stingy like you, I think it's a pile of gold.
I think we have enough furniture at our place for now.
Then take it from us as a way of thanking us for living with Mom. You can throw it away if you want, but make sure you dispose of it on your accord.
We can't just take your trash.
You're so useless. Earlier, you told me that you would do anything to help us.
I'm sorry.
Fine. Then let my mom stay over at your place for a month.
Huh? Stay over?
We're going to remodel Mom's room and the bathroom. We can't use the other rooms either. You don't want to make her sleep in the living room, do you? Plus, my husband and I go to the gym so we can shower there. But my mom would have to keep going to the spa until the renovation is over. Don't you feel bad for her?
I mean, sure, a month is fine. But if she were to come to our house, her room would be the room connected to the living room. Would that be okay?
It's fine. As long as she gets privacy. I'm sure Mom would be happy to live with you, Savannah.
Okay, but please let me discuss things with my husband before making a final decision.
My little brother will definitely say yes too. Just like Mom, the only good thing about him is that he's nice. Okay then, I'll send her over the day after tomorrow. Thanks. I'll let you know when the remodeling is done.
1 month later. Allison, your mother told me... What did you mean when you told her not to come home?
Exactly that. I mean, we changed the ownership of the house, so it's legally mine now. Why does Mom need to live in my house?
It was your mother's house in the beginning. You can't just tell her not to come home all of a sudden.
Who cares? In a few years, she'll be sent to a nursing home anyways. I'll leave taking care of her to you guys until then. You said you were okay with living with her, so you can't just turn her down now, right?
We won't turn her away. Your mother is going to live with us from now on.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm glad I have a nice little brother and sister-in-law. I mean, I wasn't going to let my mom be homeless.
How can you say that when you took over her house? Your mother told me everything. She never needed you to live with her in the first place.
But in the end, she caved and let us live with her, didn't she? I think it was Mom's fault for agreeing.
This is horrible. She took care of you all this time. How can you do something like this?
She didn't do much. She was just fulfilling her responsibilities as a parent. Why do I need to be thankful when all she did was fulfill those responsibilities?
It might be a parent's responsibility to raise their children, but either way, I don't think it's something you should take for granted. Plus, didn't your mother pay for most of your wedding stuff? I heard that she helped you out a bunch of times when you were struggling with money too.
Like I said, she was just doing what she needed to do as a parent. A mother's job. Her responsibility for giving birth to me.
I don't like the way you think.
I'm not living my life trying to be liked by you anyways. I don't really care what you think about me.
Allison, I want you to cut all ties with my husband and I, as well as with your mother.
What are you saying? Are you trying to get a revenge? That's fine. But that means I won't have to take care of Mom anymore, right?
Yes, and we'll be the ones taking care of her from now on.
Great. That's fine by me. I mean, it seems like Mom has no more money, so I'm not expecting any inheritance from her. Oh, but is there any life insurance? I mean, just because I cut her off doesn't mean I'm not her daughter anymore. I still have rights to my inheritance.
Then I'd like you to never come into our lives ever again. I can't fully trust you, so I'm going to need some contracts too.
Do you really need to go through all that effort?
We're actually very upset. This is the least you can do. We don't want you coming to us for money or anything later on.
Excuse me? Do you really think I'm going to ask my low-salary brother and his part-time working wife for money? You guys have less money than my husband and I do.
Then you're fine with the contract, right? We'd rather not see you or your husband as much as possible.
What a paranoid woman. I knew there was a reason why I didn't get along with you very well. Of course, someone like you would marry my brother. You're perfect for my clueless brother.
Yes, my husband has a tendency to be nice to everyone, so I need to have my act together. Same goes for your mother. She got her house stolen by you because she was too kind.
Either way, it would have been my house. I'm the eldest daughter.
Is that so? Well, then I'll send the letter of agreement sometime soon.
Fine, whatever. I'll sign it. I don't want to associate myself with you any longer either. I'd be happy to sign your papers.
A few months later.
Savannah, how are you? Are you still living with my mom?
What do you want from me? Didn't we cut each other out of our lives?
Don't start trying to find me right away. I mean, you didn't block my number, did you? That means I can still contact you, right?
I didn't block you so that I could contact you in case something happens to your mother. I can't say whether I would contact you though. I just kept your number in case your mother asked me to get in touch with you.
By the way, we renovated the exterior of our house too. It looks pretty nice. Why don't you come around to look at it sometime? I mean, I won't invite you in though.
Why would I go? I don't even want to go close to your house.
I guess that's true. You guys are 3 adults living in a small apartment. You must be so jealous of us because we have our own house.
I don't feel that way at all.
Come on, don't try to put on a tough act. But thank goodness, I'm so happy you took in that annoying old lady. Now we can live in our own house without any guilt. I'm so thankful.
I could say the same thing. Thanks to you, my husband and I can live in a wonderful mansion. Thank you so much for letting your mom live with us.
A mansion? What? What are you talking about?
We're currently building a 2-family home. It comes with a huge yard, and the house itself is huge. For me, it's almost like living in a mansion. We should be able to get a dog soon, too.
A 2-family house? You're joking, right? How could my brother afford to build a house like that? He works at a company with a smaller salary than my husband.
It seems like you're misunderstanding. My husband's paycheck isn't as low as you think it is. Plus, your mother is actually the one that's getting the house built for us.
What? My mom?
Yes. She said that it was a waste just having her savings lying around, so she used it to build us a home. I'm so thankful for her. That made me want to continue to do everything I can to make her life more comfortable too.
Why does mom even have that kind of money? There is no way this is true.
Apparently, your mother hasn't spent much of your father's inheritance. She did use it for your tuition, but for things other than that, she was using her own salary.
You're joking. You're saying that we were well off because of my mom's salary? She was making that much money?
I don't know the exact numbers, but she was doing investments and side jobs along with her main income. All so that you and my husband could live a comfortable life. She seems to have been working extremely hard all this time. She said that she would only get around 3 hours of sleep every day.
There's no way. I didn't know my mom was working that hard.
Obviously. You were talking about how she was living a relaxed life. They say a child would never understand their parents' pain, but you're a perfect example of that saying. My husband knew about it. He knew that his mother was staying up late every night to work.
I'm going to apologize to mom. I'm going to apologize. This time I'll take responsibility and live with her.
Oh, stop it. What kind of a joke is that? You're obviously trying to take over the new house, aren't you? Sorry, but the land legally belongs to my husband now.
What's mom's contact number? It seems like she's been declining my calls, and my calls won't go through.
That's what it means to cut ties with someone.
Then I'll go over to your house. At least let me apologize.
We didn't want you bothering us, so we moved. I don't plan on telling you our new address either.
You moved? Does that mean you guys already had plans to build a house when you said you wanted me to cut ties with you guys? You're the one that's calculating and manipulative. You're terrible. You tricked my mom with nice words, didn't you?
That's not true. We decided to build the house after we moved. Besides, my husband and I were against building a new home at first. We didn't want your mother to spend the money she worked so hard to save.
Then why did you guys decide to build the house?
Your mother was very insistent. Also, I found out that I was pregnant when we moved. We knew that we would need to move again in the near future. Plus, your mom said that she didn't want to leave any inheritance for you. You're still related to her by blood, so a part of the inheritance would have to end up with you. She wanted to spend her savings while she was still alive.
But I'm still her daughter. It's not fair that my brother gets everything.
I would think this is normal after everything you did. Your mom raised you all these years, but in the end, you stole her house and threw her out. You got what you deserve.
Fine, then at least have her pay our renovation bills. There are a lot of things we haven't renovated in our home. Tell my mom that all I'm asking for is money to renovate those things.
Your mother is looking at these text messages right now. She's sighing. She said that she doesn't have a single penny to give you.
Mom, I'm sorry. I was wrong. Please forgive me. I'm sorry I took the house from you.
It's too late to apologize now. You have a horrible personality. Thanks to the fact that you did something so terrible, we were able to make our decision. We're all so thankful that we were able to cut off ties with you. After that, I don't know where my sister-in-law found out the information, but she was able to find out the general area where we were building our home. She was going around trashing construction sites where new homes were being built. Unfortunately, those properties weren't ours. She must have gotten the wrong idea because I told her it was a huge house, but I think the size of our new home is quite normal. It is true that we have a huge yard, though, and for me, it feels like a huge home. So I can't necessarily say that I lied to her. But since there were other huge homes in the area, I do feel bad that she messed up the homes of those families. My sister-in-law was sued by that family because she trashed the construction site and now needs to pay compensation for damages. However, my husband and I, nor her mother, will help her at this point. I think that this is what my sister-in-law deserves for her terrible actions. A few months after that, our two-family home was finally complete. Thankfully, my sister-in-law doesn't know where our new home is located. Even if she does find out where we live, I plan on reporting her to the police if she tries to get close to us. I'm surrounded by my kind mother-in-law and husband, so all I want to do now is focus on giving birth to a healthy baby. I also want to never forget how thankful I am for my mother-in-law who is living with us. And I want to create a family filled with happiness. Aaron, did you look at the pictures? They decided to name her Abby.
I saw. She's so cute. I want to see her in person already.
I think you'll be able to see her once my little sister gets discharged. It's not good for people to visit the hospital right now because of the pandemic.
I guess you're right. I'm glad she was born without any troubles, though. Hopefully your sister Anne gets better soon, too.
Honestly, she seemed like she was struggling throughout the pregnancy, and she was hospitalized a couple of times during it, too.
Do you think she's in better shape now that she gave birth?
I'm not sure. I'm still worried, so I'm going to continue going to Anne's house when she gets back.
No, it sounds like a good idea. She needs to take care of the baby too, so I'm sure Anne will be grateful you're there to help her.
But if I keep going to Anne's house, I'll start slacking off on the chores at our house.
Don't worry about that. I can help with the chores too.
I'm sorry, Aaron, but thank you. Anne said she really appreciates you too.
I didn't do anything at all. You were the one who worked hard this entire time, Olivia. I mean, Anne too, of course.
I'm so glad you're such a nice guy, Aaron. I feel like other husbands would get angry if their wife was out of the house so much.
Well, I understand the situation you guys are in. Your parents live far away, so you're the only one that Anne can depend on. I mean, I do miss you sometimes.
I'll try to stay home as much as I can from now on. I want to cook delicious meals for you too.
Yes, please. I mean, it'll depend on Anne's physical state too. Oh, is her husband busy? I wonder if he's going to take paternity leave.
I don't think he'll be allowed to take paternity leave. I know dads have been allowed to take leave recently, but it's still hard in some workplaces, you know?
Yeah, you're right. Even if I tried to get paternity leave, I think maximum I'll get is 1 week. Oh, but if we have a kid, I'll make sure to help out with raising him or her. I'll do everything I can to make sure your pregnancy goes smoothly too.
Thank you. Don't you feel like we should have our own kid sometime soon?
You start wanting one as soon as you see a baby, right?
But we can't force something like this. Let's just hope a blessing comes our way soon.
Yep, everyone has their own time with things like this. But I also want to enjoy traveling, just you and I.
I agree. Oh, for our next anniversary, I'm requesting a trip abroad.
Huh? Didn't you say you wanted to go to Florida a while ago?
Yeah, but if it's within the country, I feel like we can easily go there if we tried. Plus, if we have a kid, we won't be able to travel far for a couple of years.
Oh, I guess you're right. I'll think about the vacation abroad.
Yay! Okay, good luck at work.
I'll work hard. Thanks. 2 weeks later. Olivia, I got your text messages. You're not going to be home again starting today?
Yeah, my sister was crying because she can't handle taking care of the baby on her own. She's feeling emotionally unstable right now. I think I'm going to sleep over at her place for a while to take care of her. Her husband's away on a trip too.
I see. I'd also worry about leaving Anne alone in that situation. I understand. I'll take care of the household chores.
Thank you. I'm planning to stay over for at least a week.
What? A week? You're not going to come home at all during the week?
I can't say for sure until I see how my sister's doing. Her husband's not coming home until next month.
Next month? So 2 more weeks then?
Yeah, so I'm planning to stay over for at least a week. Of course, I'll try to come home when I get the chance to.
Okay. But I'm going to be super lonely this week.
Don't worry, I'll text you.
By the way, there was a withdrawal from our bank account this evening. What are you going to use $1,000 for?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to mention it to you. I'm going to need it while staying at my sister's place. I know it's a lot of money, but I wanted to have the cash just in case something happens.
You're only there for a week, right? $1,000 is a lot of money. Do you need that much?
It's just for emergencies. Of course, I'll put back whatever's left after I come home. Should I have not done that?
I'm not angry, but suddenly pulling out $1,000 did surprise me.
I'm sorry. But my sister's having trouble with her financial situation too. I might end up spending quite the amount of money.
But she didn't seem like she was struggling last time I saw her. I mean, her husband's hobby is golfing. Didn't Anne say that there was a luxury brand that she liked too?
You can't really tell what they're struggling with on the inside. Her husband's golfing equipment was all gifted to him by my father, and my sister's brand name items are all secondhand.
I see. They have to provide for their kid now that she gave birth too. I want to do what I can for them, but it's not like we're super wealthy either.
I know. I'll try not to spend too much.
Yes, please. I mean, it's okay to help out as much as you can right now.
I want her to not have to think about money, at least for the time being. I'm glad you said that. I'm sorry for causing so much trouble since my sister got pregnant.
Don't worry about it. She's family after all. Tell Anne I said hi then.
Okay, I'm going to do my best to help her.
1 week later. Olivia, where are you right now?
I'm at my sister's house. What's wrong?
At her house.
Yeah. I have to take care of Abby and help her with chores around the house. It's so hard. We even have to order our groceries online.
I see.
Oh, by the way, Aaron, I was going to message you just now too. My sister's condition after giving birth isn't that great.
Huh?
I think I'm going to stay over at her house a little longer. I'm still worried about her, so I want to be there for her for another 2 to 3 days. Is that okay?
Olivia, your sister is eating at a hotel buffet right now. Tell me the truth. Where are you?
What?
Like I just said, she's at a hotel eating lunch near my workplace. I said hi to her and she said she made her husband take care of Abby while she takes a break. What are you doing? Where are you?
What? My little sister's at your workplace?
That's what I just said. Can you explain everything? I asked her about her pregnancy, but she said you never stayed over at her house. Where were you this entire time?
I'm sorry.
You better come home before I get off to work.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I've actually been into solo trips recently. And I'm on a solo trip right now.
A solo trip? Why didn't you say anything about it?
Because it costs a lot of money. I thought you'd be angry.
I see. Got it. When can you come home then?
You're not going to get mad?
There's no point in getting angry now. We can talk after you come home.
I'm really sorry. I'll explain everything properly. I think I can come home by tomorrow morning.
Okay. Tomorrow morning then. Got it. Come home safe. 2 days later.
Aaron, I'm home. Where are you right now? You're off from work today, right?
How can you pretend like everything is normal?
So you're mad that I went on a trip alone?
But you didn't go alone, did you? You went with another guy, right?
What are you saying? Stop joking around.
I'm wishing it was all a joke too. But I saw the two of you getting off the airplane together.
What?
I was at the airport. After I messaged you a few days ago, I tracked your credit card spendings on my laptop. I saw you used your credit card in Miami. So I was keeping my eye on the flights that were landing this morning.
You're lying.
I didn't want to think this was true either. But after thinking it over properly, everything sounded off. You started staying nights away from the house since Anne got pregnant. You even withdrew $1,000. I thought this was all for your little sister, but it was all a lie. You said you used it to go on a solo trip, but that didn't make sense to me.
It's not like that.
What's not like that?
It's all a misunderstanding. I don't even know the man I got off the airplane with.
You guys seemed so close, though. Are you going to say that he was a complete stranger?
He was sitting next to me during the flight. We started talking and got along well. So that's why we were together.
But you got in his car and had him drive you home, didn't you?
He was going home in the same direction. so he offered to drop me home. Don't just say that I'm cheating without knowing the full story. Don't you trust me?
You've been leaving the house while lying to me this entire time. What am I supposed to believe?
I feel bad about that. But there were times I wanted to be alone too. Is a wife not allowed to have time alone?
Still, you didn't need to lie and say that Anne wasn't feeling well.
Well, yeah, but it was hard to tell you because you're always working so hard. You might find it suspicious that I'm going on solo trips too.
I'd rather you have told me the truth in the beginning.
I'm sorry.
Forget about it. I understand.
Aaron, are you going to forgive me? This means that you're going to believe me, right?
No. I'm astounded that you're going through this much effort to hide your infidelity. I followed the man even after he dropped you off at home.
What?
There's no way I just let him leave. I went up to him after he got out of the car. I asked him what he was doing with my wife. He got down on his knees and admitted what he was doing. The guy you were cheating on me with is more commendable than you.
What? You spoke to him?
Yeah. He let me take pictures of his messages with you as well as his ID as evidence. He lives with his parents, so he probably didn't want them to find out. We were in front of his house after all.
Aaron, I'm sorry.
Are you going to admit it now?
Yes, but I'm not serious about him. We were both doing this casually, and it wasn't like we were looking for anything more.
Oh? So it's okay to have an affair if it's a casual relationship?
It's not an affair. It's just like having a little bit of fun on the side.
You're married. If you were having an affair, it's considered infidelity.
I'm sorry. Please, anything but a divorce. I'm honestly so happy that I got married to you, Aaron.
Then why did you have an affair? It was because you were unsatisfied with me, right?
It's not that. I was just messing around on dating apps. I just happened to find someone I got along well with.
Dating apps? You were planning on seeing other men in the first place then?
It's not like that. I was just curious.
Yeah, so you were interested in finding other men, right?
I'm so sorry. I won't ever do it again. I'll delete all my dating apps and won't see that guy ever again.
You can see him if you want. We're getting divorced anyway.
No. Please don't say that. I don't want to get a divorce.
Then you shouldn't have had an affair. I thought over everything these past 2 days. There was a part of me that wanted to believe that you were actually on a solo trip. But when I looked at your credit card spendings, I saw that the bill for meals wasn't the price you would have for one person. And the hotel room wasn't for a single person either. My life was complete hell during those 2 days.
Aaron, I'm so sorry.
So even after I found out about your life, you were smiling while walking next to that man at the airport. Lovey-dovey and all. I can't believe a single thing you say after that.
Aaron, I'll change. I won't do something to betray you ever again. I was stupid. So please give me another chance.
You can't completely fix something that's been broken. There are people that can forget about things like this after a while, but how long do you think it's going to take for that to happen? My life is going to be complete hell until then. I'll be constantly reminded about the fact that you had an affair just by being next to you.
I'll do my best so you don't have to think that way.
It's too late now. Being with you is only going to stress me out. My heart isn't big enough to forgive you for having an affair. Besides, you've been away since Anne was around 6 months pregnant. You were having this affair for almost 6 months. What do you mean it was casual? You've been with him a bunch of times, haven't you?
I honestly, truly won't ever hurt you again. You can say whatever you want to me, but please give me a chance to fix my mistake.
Do that on your own. Don't involve me in this mess. Didn't you say you wanted some time alone? You'll get a bunch of time alone after the divorce. Because I don't plan on being together with you ever again. After that. The divorce from my wife wasn't easy. Thankfully, Anne and my parents-in-law took my side, so I was able to successfully file the divorce. It seems like her relationship with the man she was having an affair with was really just casual. So the moment I got involved, he stopped contacting my wife immediately. I'm receiving compensation fees for infidelity from him in exchange for not contacting his parents about the entire thing. As for my wife, I offset the compensation fees with the division of property. Because of that, my wife had to leave the house without complaining. Apparently, her parents told her not to come home, too. When she left, she was crying because she had no home or anyone to depend on. I'm not sure where she's living right now, and I honestly don't think I want to know either. I have no complaints as long as she never shows up in front of my face again. I moved out of the house we lived in after that and spent a while in a daze. I had no energy to do anything. Honestly, I had no motivation to live. But Anne worried about me and came to my house often with her newborn baby. I honestly didn't want her to come over at first, but the power of a baby is incredible. Seeing the little girl made me start smiling more and more. Right now, I act like a real uncle and am completely obsessed with my niece. We're not related by blood, but my niece was my savior for my depression. My wife and I aren't connected anymore, but I appreciate my ex-sister-in-law for letting me experience what a welcoming family feels like. There are still moments when I remember the pain, but I want to work hard to slowly move forward with my life.
Thanks for watching our video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down so we know to do better for next time. If you enjoyed yourself, consider subscribing. And if you really enjoyed yourself, maybe consider hitting that bell icon so you never miss any of our videos. Thank you again. See you in the next one.